Good morning, everyone. I am Teacher Suryani binti Muhammad Ghani from SMK Maran. This morning, I would like to share with you the new format of SPM Paper 4 listening. And I'm going to share with you the tips on how to answer this paper. Okay, before we go further, in this video, we are going to talk about the PT3 and SPM listening format. Okay, we are going to compare and contrast, and then we are going to get to know the paper for each part and the tips on how to answer them. Then, I'm going to give you general tips, okay, on how to answer listening paper, and finally, the conclusion. Okay, first, we are going to look at the types of items. Okay, both PT3 and SPM, okay, have this type of item which are objektif aneka pilihan and also objektif pelbagai bentuk, okay, OPB. Okay, after this, we are going to look at the types of OAP and OPB. And then, let's look at the number of questions. Okay. For PT3, we have 5 parts, okay? Each part consists of 5 marks. But for SPM, there are only 4 parts, okay? And it consists of 30 questions, okay? Which carry the total marks 30 for SPM and 25 for PT3. Okay. For PT3, okay, in terms of the weightage, you can look at the table here, 25%, okay, from 25 marks, but for SPM, 25% out of 30 marks. Okay, in terms of the duration, okay, the duration, for PT3, it takes about 35 minutes. Meanwhile, for SPM, it takes 40 minutes. Okay, now let us get to know Paper 4. Okay, so here are the details. Okay, you can see 4 parts. Okay, each part, okay, part 1, it contains 3 option multiple choice question, MCQ. Part 2 as well, it contains 3 options of MCQ. Okay, these are the OAP types of items. And then part 3, we have the matching. Okay, part 3 here, we have the matching. And part 4, okay, you can see at the end, it's not completion. Okay, that is under OPB as well. Okay, now let's look at the new format in detail in terms of the task. Okay, for each part, let's look at the part 1, each part. We have 7 items. Okay, I want to stress on the task format. Okay, for part 1, there are 7 short, unrelated dialogues or monologues. Okay, so there are 3 multiple choice answers, A, B, C. Okay, for part 2, 8 questions. It is a longer narrative and informational monologue. Part 3 is matching. Okay, 5 short monologues. Okay, and part 4 is a neutral or informal dialogue or interview. Okay, consists of 600 to 650 words. Okay, now let's look at part 1, the sample items and the tips. Okay, so part 1 consists of 7 questions. So question 1 to 7. Okay, first and foremost, okay, you have to read the question and the answers before you listen to the recording. Okay, remember, the recording will be played twice. Okay, after reading the questions, you have to underline the keywords in the question. Okay, for example here, number 1, the girl likes movies, which, okay, so the keywords here is about a movie. So you underline the keywords. Okay, same goes to number 2, when. Okay, the question asks you about the timeline, when. So you underline the keyword. Okay, then when you listen, you have to eliminate irrelevant answers. And then you listen again for the second time and choose your answer between A, B, or C. Let's go to part 2, sample items and tips. It consists of question 8 to 15. For this part, all questions are related. So you have to listen to the whole text and answers all questions. Okay. Then you read the instruction, questions, and answers to understand the context of your text. And then you have to underline the keyword in the question, just like in part 1. Okay, so for example here, I've underlined the most important aspect of skateboarding. So that is the keyword. Okay. And then while listening, also eliminate irrelevant answers. And when you listen again for the second time, choose your answer. This is the continuation of part 2, question 8 until 15. Okay, now we move to part 3. Consists of questions 16 to 20. For this part, you have to read statement A to G. There are 7 statements, but only 5 are considered the answer. So you must take note on what you heard from each speaker. Okay, there are 5 speakers. So while listening, you eliminate, okay, 2 irrelevant answers. Then you listen again and match the statement with the speaker in the box provided on my right side. And finally, part 4. For part 4, question 21 until 30, okay, you have to read the instruction first, okay, and then you read the whole text. This text is about student exchange program. So you have to read from the beginning till the end. Okay. And then you have to be alert with the word or phrase before and after the blank space. So it is easier for you to fill in the suitable answer for each space. Remember, only write one word for each space as mentioned in the instruction. Use no more than one word for each space. Okay, so this is the general tips for you. Okay, this is general tips for you when you are doing listening paper. Okay, before listening, while listening, and after listening. Okay, before listening, okay, the first one, you have to read the instruction. Number 2, read all the question and answers in each part. Number 3, you have to underline the keyword in the question. Usually, the keywords are noun or verbs. While listening, when you listen to the recording, okay, you will listen to it twice. So don't worry if you miss the answer for the first time. Number 2, try to listen to the whole recording for the first time to help you with the context. Then, check your answer the second time. Finally, while listening, when you move to the next question, forget the previous one. So focus on the next question and also the next audio. Okay, and then after listening, do not leave any empty spaces on your answer sheet. And number 2, check everything on your answer sheet. Make sure you have answered all questions. As a conclusion, listening is an art that requires attention over talent, spirit over ego, and others over self. So, listen carefully and understand. Then you will succeed. Thank you.